everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Monday, April 3rd, 2017. Welcome back from the weekend, and I know what you're thinking. Dandruff, you said you were going to be using a new camera, and, well, I'm sorry. I discovered a problem that I wouldn't be able to see what I was filming, and because I filmed by myself, that's a really big problem. So I've ordered a cable, it will be here tomorrow, and I absolutely promise, new camera, new everything, higher quality, mwah. Two quick things before we move on to the news for today. I hit 600 subs over the weekend, so thank you very much, everyone. That's amazing. And also, don't forget, there's going to be no episode on Wednesday. So let's move on with today's show, starting with a free weekend on Steam for the game Squad, a military-style first-person shooter starting on Thursday, April 6th, and lasting until Monday, April 10th. Another free trial is happening for Dishonored 2, also taking place over the weekend on Steam, but it's a little bit more restrictive than Squad's because you will only be able to play the first 2 chapters of the game. After that, if you decide to buy it, your progress will continue from where you left off. A PS4 exclusive Spider-Man game has been announced from Insomniac Games, best known as the makers of the Ratchet & Clank series and Sunset Overdrive. However, nothing indicated any sort of release window. Hearthstone's next expansion called Journey to Ungoro is releasing this Thursday, and it will include 135 new cards, and will probably have a bunch of new quests where you can earn gold and get some new packs for free. We finally have a release date for Batman Arkham VR, which is releasing to both HTC Vive and Oculus Rift later this month on April 25th. A new game has been announced that is set in the Saints Row universe called Agents of Mayhem. It's coming to Europe on August 18th and North America on August 15th, developed by Volition, the makers of the Saints Row series, and published by Deep Silver. The Jak and Daxter trilogy, The Last Frontier, and even the spin-off game Jak and Daxter Racing has been confirmed to be coming to PS4 and will feature an improved resolution at 1080p. Here's a quick rumor that Gears of War 4 may actually get a Japanese release. In update news, ARK Survival Evolved has been updated to version 256, allowing players to build underwater bases, adds 4 new animals, and the long-awaited ability to breed underwater dinosaurs. Microsoft is talking about their E3 presence this year and how they will be showing off both Forza 7 and Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox Scorpio. I'm honestly excited for the Scorpio, and even though I have no plans to buy another console ever, no, not even the Nintendo Switch. But regardless of what it does, Microsoft is promising better hardware, which is going to push the limits of gaming in the direction it needs to go, with higher resolutions and hopefully frame rates. This started on Saturday, and a lot of people thought it was an April Fool's prank, but Sega has started a countdown site, and it ends next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. The site was announced through a free-to-play game released on Steam called 8-Bit Bayonetta. Obviously that was the joke, but the site stuck around, so this means that there is some sort of announcement coming. Up next, we have Viveport. While that sounds like a VR emulator, it's actually a new subscription service that HTC is rolling out. What this is a way for Vive owners to play a variety of VR games without the hassle of having to pay for each and every single one of them. Upon signing up, you not only get a free month of service, which currently has access to around 50 games, but you can also get $100 off purchasing a Vive if you buy one on April 5th. And for $7 a month, I absolutely think that this is worth it, because after the initial buy-in price of $700 for the headset plus the cost of the machine to run it, paying for games just seems like a pain in the ass. This way you can play a variety of different experiences at a much reduced cost, and everything's legitimate. Before we move on to our final topic of the day, there are at least 2 users who are reporting their Nintendo Switch has suffered from deforming, specifically developing a curve throughout the whole body. Reddit user _NSR says that they've used their Switch on the dock for 40 to 50 hours, which they believe is where this issue developed, though they maintain that their Switch is working just fine. Other users have reported that they have used their Switch exclusively docked the entire time and have not seen this problem, so more than likely this is not a common scenario. If you're having the same issue, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I would suggest returning your Switch if you don't mind losing all of your save data. Does anyone else think that we need Nintendo to fix that? Either allow for save data to be saved to an SD card, or to the Nintendo network, or something. And finally today, I can't believe this, but we're going to talk about PETA, the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, an organization that I will be honest with you, I'm not very fond of. They're completely against the idea of owning a pet, as they equate it to slavery. Yeah, sharing your house with a cat or dog and always making sure that they have food and a warm place to sleep, and all you ask for in return is companionship and for them to not poop on the rug. You know, slavery. Now, the weird part is PETA has a problem with the game's realism, as a representative said, quote, they have taken all of the cruelty out of milking, and they would like to provide, quote, video footage of filthy conditions that cows endure on farms to include in Nintendo's game. Now, here's where I'm confused. PETA says that 1-2 Switch is not real enough in its depiction of how animals are treated. Yet somehow, Pokemon is too real and encourages animal fighting. So, are video games too real for you, or not real enough? By the way, the answer is all video games are fiction, and if you want to spin that into saying milking cows in a clean environment only takes place in a fantasy land, you're more than welcome to do so, as long as you then leave gamers the fuck alone. Thanks but no thanks, PETA. Kindly go shove it up your udders. Let me know how much you love steak and cheeseburgers in the comment section down below. These are sure to be tasty. It's tomorrow's game releases. For PC, Use Your Words, Arcane Re-Rays, Edengrad, Lego City Undercover, Serious Sam VR, The Second Encounter, Amber Trail Adventure, Survivalism, The Animal Simulator, and Soul Saver Online. For PlayStation 4, Persona 5, Air Conflicts, Secret Wars, Lego City Undercover, Armor Galant, Decks of Destiny, Parappa the Rapper, Air Conflicts Secret Wars Ultimate Edition, Blackwood Crossing, and Drawn to Death. For Xbox One, Lego City Undercover, and for Nintendo Switch, Lego City Undercover. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And what do you get when Wonder Woman has sex with a Transformer? Amazon Prime. I do not like PETA. I don't think that anything that they do has been ethical. I have seen a lot of things with a lot of proof behind it showing that they are not an ethical organization by any means. PETA puts quite a number of pets to sleep. That is the one way that they deal with all of these extra animals that they rescue, is by putting them to sleep. Oh, it makes me so angry. I am, so yeah. So you want to take the pet, you want to take a young pet out of a house, where it's being, fed, say it's just a loving home. It doesn't matter to these people, by the way, if they're in a loving home or if they're in an abused home. Obviously, if a pet's in an abused home, I want it out of the abused home. But if it's in a loving, caring home where, all the pet's doing is it's fat because it's being spoiled to death. Oh no, that sounds terrible for your cat or dog or bird or whatever. You don't want your pet being unhealthily overweight. That's abuse too. But if they're not skin and bones, if they're being fed well, if they're being taken care of, they're still against that. I don't know how. I don't understand how you could be against having a pet. And you can go look this up. They are against pets. They are against anything. I'm not really particularly fond of people wearing fur, all right? If I don't mind, I'll take the shit from the people who are all pro fur. I'm not a big fur guy. Faux fur seems like it's a better thing to me, but in terms of, I've worked a lot in the food industry. In terms of how we handle our livestock and our food, we try to be as ethical and as humane as possible to our food. I understand we got to grow chickens, we got to grow cows, we got to grow, steers, or actually what they're called. You got to grow, veals and stuff. That's baby cows, whatever. I understand there's a want, there's a market for all that. I don't have a problem with eating meat. I do have a problem with people abusing animals. Absolutely. Okay. But when an animal is killed for food, slaughtered in a slaughterhouse for food, it's done as humanely as possible. And it's quick. People don't delight in it. It's just something that needs to be done. It's just the circle of life. I think that is very respectful to the animal. No, and then you bring up horrible conditions. Like, no, I'm not for any of that. Obviously, don't combine the two. They're not the same thing. Being in favor of eating meat, being in favor of, slaughtering livestock is not the same as I like those slaughterhouses to be covered in, whatever. No, not completely far from the two. I like my slaughterhouses clean. I like my food to be clean, but I don't want to be told what to do in that aspect. Let people make their own decisions. Don't, I don't know. I could talk for hours about animal rights. I am absolutely a big animal rights advocate. Go ahead and put that on my resume. I'm proud to say that. I absolutely believe in animals' rights, and no problems with that. So, that being said, to a reasonable degree, I know there've been people out there who've like, ducks should have the right to vote because they're citizens. No, they're not. No. People, humans, the ones that actually participate in the legal system and all that crap. We should be the only ones who vote. Sorry, ducks. Sorry, geese. Sorry, cows. I don't think you should be able to vote. Oh, boy. This is an interesting end card. Really, really interesting end card. So, I was on a podcast yesterday. That should be up by Friday, I think. I think it's going up on Friday. I'm supposed to do another little thing tomorrow with Daily Dorks. There'll be a link to them down below. I'll have a link to their stuff down below. They're also in my featured channels on my front page of my YouTube thing. I know they're in there somewhere. They're like fifth down or something. I forget. Go check them out. They're wonderful. It's Will and Steph from Daily Dorks. Hi, guys. How are you doing? I only talked to Will. We had a good 2-hour conversation about how we got into YouTube, about what games I was playing, just different stuff. We talked a lot about Nintendo. It was great. I think it was so good. I can't wait for it to go up. So I'll let everybody know when that goes up. I'll have links for that. I really, really think that went very well, and that'll be really good for me. So I think it'll be good for them. You guys should go check them out. Hopefully they'll come check us out. And, it's all good. Their audience, I'm saying. I know a couple of people from their audience have come over here. Hi, Kanye. I know he knows them too. So I'm just going to shut up because this end card has gotten way too long now. Social media links are over here. Click over here to watch my wonderful animal loving channel. There's not really going to be any animals on it though ever, except for maybe once in ARK Survival Evolved. And click over here for Friday's episode where I talk about Mad Catz filing for bankruptcy. Bye, Mad Catz. Bye for good. I'll always remember you as the guys who made Crazy Mice too. The Rat. Look up The Rat. Bye!